Hello and welcome. Before we get started with what's new in Xerox Software 4.4, I wanted to mention that the Sirona Connect software has also been updated and is available to download for free. Some of you may not be familiar with Sirona Connect. It's a standalone software that allows you to send your digital impressions to Sirona-friendly labs. In many instances, it's a great replacement for those times you might still be using PVS impressions. Two popular times to use it are when you have a case that you don't want to do chairside. Perhaps it's a single anterior, highly aesthetic case. Or when you want something that your mill or your oven can't do, like cast gold, zirconia, a PFM bridge, a night guard, or a Xerox Guide 2.0 that has more than one implant site. If you don't already have an account, just go to Sirona-Connect.com and click the dentist registration link. There's no charge to register or to send files. To begin, type in your desired username and password. I recommend keeping it simple, and please remember to write it down. After you've entered some basic contact information, you'll receive an email sent to the email address you just entered as part of your contact info. Open the email and click the blue activation link to complete registration. Now log back in and click on My Account. Under My Account, click on My Favorite Laboratories. Let's search for some labs. Searching is done by zip code, not by the name of the lab or by the city. I have a list of some great labs with zip codes if you'd like a few recommendations. I'm going to enter my zip code and click Search. You'll see a list of labs and a map of those labs below it. Dental offices that bought the InLab software but may have registered as a lab and separately as a dentist. If they did so, they'll show up here as a lab, but most never intended that you'd pick them as a lab. They just weren't set up properly during registration. Between looking at the name, i.e. it sounds right, it looks like a lab, and looking at their offerings and services, it's pretty easy to pick the true commercial lab. Clicking the orange plus sign to add it as one of your favorite labs. Now here's a lab, or it's showing up as a lab, but I know it's not a lab, it's Patterson Dental. There are no services or offerings, and I can tell by the name that it's not a commercial lab. I'm going to add it just so I can show you how to delete something, but this is not a lab. For greater detail, let's look at the map section below. Sometimes the name isn't enough. When I hover over one of these pins and click on it, I can see the contact information and the address, and this will help me tell if it's truly the lab I'm looking for. In this case it is. I'm going to click Add. Now I have them added to my favorite labs. To remove a lab, click the orange minus sign. I'm going to get rid of the Patterson one here. Later on, when you're working on an actual case inside of the Sirona Connect software, you'll be prompted to enter your username and password. You wrote it down, right? Okay, good. Only the labs that you pick here will show up then. In a separate video, I'll show the process from start to finish. I'm done with this screen, so I'm going to log off. If you already had an account and just wanted the latest Sirona Connect software, click the button on the home screen. Scroll down to see the Sirona Connect Software 4.4 and click to begin download. After the file downloads, double-click on the installer icon. It's very simple. Just keep clicking the forward arrows until it finishes. If you want assistance, please call the Patterson Technology Center at 1-800-475-5036.